People think, God, 200 square feet, are you crazy? I love it. It's just absolutely perfect for me the way that it's set up. The nice thing is it has everything I need in this small little space. It feels like it's where I was meant to be, in my tiny house. This particular tiny home cost me
Will you join me? Will you roll? Make this house our tiny home.
Hi, I'm Michelle and welcome to my tiny home. I'm in my 50s, but at one point in my life, I decided that I wasn't going to kill myself working anymore. I had a very high stress job. I was going to take off and go in a camper and travel around the US because I really want to live out my own dreams and not somebody else's. I bought a camper and I took off. And so I was traveling all over. I went through Wyoming, Idaho, Oregon. I moved down to Texas in my camper. But when I got here at this property, this tiny home was up for sale. And I just was so excited about it because I've wanted a tiny home for, gosh, 15, 16 years, and this was my opportunity and I took advantage of it. As far as this tiny home, it's a 22-foot, 200 square feet tiny home. Decathlon here in Texas is the one who built it, and people think, God, 200 square feet, are you crazy? I love it. It's just absolutely perfect for me the way that it's set up. I've only been in this tiny home for about 4 months. This particular tiny home cost me $83,000. As far as the space rental itself, it's about $550. You do have to pay for internet separately if you want internet, and then you pay for your electrical usage as well. So it ends up for me being about $620 or something per month. The thing I love about living in a tiny home is just the fact that it's not about material stuff, it's about experiences and getting out into the world. As you come into this 200 square foot tiny home, you start in my little kitchen. The nice thing is it has everything I need in this small little space. Over here, obviously we have the induction stove, which I had never used before having this tiny home, so that was a learning curve. And the nice thing about the microwave as well is it is a convection oven and it's an air fryer, so I can do all of that in there. You'll notice on this, you can see that's kind of getting damaged here. So this is something I'm gonna replace in the future and probably put granite or something else there. We'll see what happens. But that's the one thing I think that was a miss on this particular manufacturer is this particular countertop is getting a lot of damage from the water, and it may just be hard water, I'm not sure, but that needs to be replaced. As you guys know, if you live in a tiny home or if you don't, it's all about everything being in its place. You know, you can put your magnet towel rack here, and you can put your spices. So it's really necessary for everything to be where you can access it, but also put it away so it doesn't look cluttered. The thing too with having just a certain number of cabinetry to be able to put everything in is having it all organized is really important. I actually store food in this middle drawer, canned goods, my coffee, tea, stuff like that. And the bottom is my dishes. So I have all my dishes kind of down here, which is nice. And then this is my refrigerator. I love this refrigerator. All of this came with it, by the way, because I purchased this from a lady who was living in it for a year and then decided she wanted to move on. So all of this was already included. Love how it kind of gets it, it's out of the way, but it's just big enough for me and everything that I need. So I really love my kitchen, a big fan. I also wanted to show you we have storage, and anybody who has a tiny home or lives in a small space understands how important that storage is. You could actually sleep someone up there in the loft. If you wanted to, somebody could sleep. This is the ladder that you use for it, and obviously I put things on it when I'm not using the ladder, but you put that right here and then you can crawl right up. I've tried to get rid of a lot of stuff up there too, but I have a lot of different things up there, tools and extra bedding, things like that. If you move this way, we'll walk into the bathroom. Love the pocket door here. So the nice thing about this nice little pocket door, I put a mirror on the back of it. So I have a place to be able to do my hair and makeup and all of that because there isn't really a mirror in the bathroom. I love this shower. It's a big shower for this 200 square foot tiny home. Absolutely love it. Works really well. I have great water pressure. And I have the washer and dryer here that is the dual. So it's a washer and a dryer in one. It's a challenge trying to learn that too, and are used to using one of each. So that's something I'm learning, but I love it. I have a cat boxes right here. And then I have a beautiful sink, and I have all the storage space I need here. I have a beautiful window there, so when I get up in the morning, I open that, and when I'm washing my face and all of that, I have a beautiful view outside. If you walk this way back through the kitchen, then we get into my little living room area. This doubles as a living room as well as my desk, because I work for myself. I have my own business, and so I'm usually here working if I don't go to a shared space somewhere. This is my office chair, and then I just sit here. I pop this up, put my little computer and everything right here, and when I don't need it anymore, I just put it down. I can also eat there if I want to. I love this little couch. This was also included. I would never normally pick pink, but I just love the pink. And so she did a great job of picking the fixtures and different things, or just the colors, all of that. And then if you see here, this wood burning stove, it's teeny and it has these little, it's this little wood burning stove. I don't have to use it a lot in Texas, but it is nice that, January and February can be very cold, so it's very nice to have this. I have a mini split that I'll show you, but if I were to lose power in the wintertime, this is great because I can still heat in here, and this is such a small space, so it's gonna be really easy to heat. I have this little TV that I just put on top of this in the summer because, you don't use this except for a couple of months out of the year. I love having all the windows. They did a great job of putting all the windows, and I love natural light. So I have a beautiful view because I'm on the end of the property, so I just get to look at the trees every time I look outside, which is great. So I love my little living room. Let's move into the bedroom. Love this little door. A lot of my jewelry is on the back of the door, so I put a nice hanging rack there that I put all my jewelry on, which is nice. Love this little bedroom. It's also nice and cool in here because the mini split is here, so in the summertime it's nice when you're sleeping that you actually have the air conditioner right over your bed, which is perfect. This is Sadie. He doesn't look too excited to see you guys today, but that's normal for him. Again, I love the natural lighting. I love the fans. I have that in the living room as well. It's a very comfortable mattress. They did a good job with that, so it's very comfy back here. I have a nice little light in the corner so I can read in bed. And they did a pretty good job too on the cabinets. I have a big closet there on the end that has all my hung up clothes, and then I have 2 drawers underneath it, and then 2 big drawers underneath here. So they did a good job of the space, using the space effectively. Let's go outside and check out the outside. The fact that they made this door, this color, I think really brings out the nice color of this tiny home, so I'm really happy with that. I put these little pavers in just so I can get back. Sometimes when it rains a lot in Texas, this is going to be all muddy, so I want to make sure that I can get back to the back patio without having to walk through the mud. You can see we have leveling jacks here to make sure everything is level and stable, which is great. I'm fully hooked up to the water and electric, and we have the sewer and everything here on this property. So I'm fully hooked into that, which is great. The nice thing about this tiny home, because it's so small, is that you can actually move this with a 3/4 ton truck. So you don't have to worry about staying here if you wanted to move to a different location or be by water or wherever you may want to go. That's what's great about this. I love it here. You know how sometimes you just know when you meet people and you come to a property, you just know it's the right place for you. It just feels good. That's what it feels like here for me at Namastay Hideaway. It feels like it's where I was meant to be, in my tiny house. I think for me, the way that living tiny has changed my life is it's allowed me to focus on what's really important. I'm focusing on my experiences and what is really necessary in life. The amount of stuff you actually need is a very small amount of stuff. You don't really need a lot of things. We think we do, but we don't. Taking care of big, large properties that sometimes can be a burden. For me, it's just enjoying life and having fun.
Thanks for watching this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to check back soon for a tour of this tiny house community.